Trump accused Governor Gavin Newsom of blocking water from flowing to parts of California affected by the wildfires and prioritizing fish over people. ABC 10's Luke Clary has the details.
As crews struggle to contain the fires raging in Southern California, the governor coming under fire from the incoming president.
Well, it's very sad because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They sent it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way. It's called the smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water. Millions and millions of barrels of gallons of water that they have, and they send it out into the Pacific. For the Pacific, it's like a drop. It's nothing. But for California, it would take care of the whole state. So what's happened is a tragedy, and the governor has not done a good job.
Trump also said Newsom prioritized what he called a worthless fish over people's needs, resulting in water shortages for firefighting and other uses. The fish Trump is referring to, the Delta smelt, is a small fish about 4 inches long, and the Sacramento River was once teeming with them. But in recent years, wildlife officials haven't been able to catch any living in the wild.
That's where I want to add my 2 cents in about the Delta smelt thing, because I've been here for decades, for 30 years, and they've been using the Delta smelt as an excuse to withhold water from farmers and empty out the reservoirs and cause droughts in California. It's been pathetic and ridiculous. But the fact is, I see the Delta smelt almost every year. Every kind of fish has diminished from what it used to be. There used to be way more striped bass, used to be way more shad, used to be way more smelt, there used to be way more everything. But they're all still here, and I have proof. I'm going to show you. I filmed them. So they've been using this as a bogus political BS to try to tell us, oh, we got to save the shad, so we have to let all the water out of the reservoirs, which causes droughts, and then they tell us we can't water our lawns, and they want to charge us outrageous amounts of money for water and withhold water from farmers. And now, apparently, allegedly, there's not enough water in the fire hydrants for the LA fires, and it's just ridiculous. So anyways, the fact is that when they tell you there's no smelt, it's all political, and they're lying to you. This guy just said that they can't catch any smelt. All I would need is a minnow net, and I could catch 100 at a time or 1,000 at a time. And I'll show you right. There's millions of shad at this marina right now. All over this marina. Fish jumping all the time. There's also smelt. Look at all those smelt.
But in recent years, wildlife officials haven't been able to catch any living in the wild.
Shad and smelt.
But in recent years, wildlife officials haven't been able to catch any living in the wild.
Fish and Game said there's no smelt. They call that.
Elon Musk talked about some of the details about how the terrible government policies and overreach in California made the fires be worse than they had to be.
I mean, you take sort of the California wildfires, for example. There's like this fish called the smelt, for example. So we have far more freshwater runoff into the ocean than we should, really, on the theory that it helps this one little fish that likes a slightly briny freshwater saltwater mix. If we keep more freshwater, then the smelt fish will not be happy. But there's no actual evidence that the smelt fish is going to be unhappy if we keep a bit more fresh water. In fact, we should keep more fresh water, keep the reservoirs full, and just have some sensible fire breaks and move the brush away from houses. But due to a bunch of environmental rulings, you can't actually do that in California. They're not allowed to do the fire breaks, and they're not allowed to push the brush back away from houses. That's just an example of like we've saved a lot of tragedy in LA if we'd done that.
So now let's have a little look at what Gavin Newsom has to say about all this. You know, he's the governor after all. Let's see what he has to say.
I would encourage these people. They're human beings. They're parents. I respect that. Come out here. Visit with these folks. And let's have a conversation.
So we can see how compassionate he is. You know, he respects that people are human beings, and he wants to have a conversation and talk to people about the problems, that he caused, and all the he's such a compassionate guy. You can just see how much he cares about people. And so let's just see, he said he wants to talk to people. He said, come on out, let's have a conversation about this. So let's see how good he is at talking to people when they take him up on his offer to have a discussion about this.
Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
It's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be, of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure people
I'd
are
like
safe.
to make sure you do. Can I have an opportunity to at least tell people you're doing what you're saying you're doing?
So as we could see there, Governor Newsom was so happy to talk to that woman. He was so happy to talk to her that he had to make up an excuse that he was talking to the president on the phone. And he had to go right away. He had to get away from her as fast as possible because he wants to talk to the people. He just said it.
I would encourage these people. They're human beings. They're parents. I respect that. Come out here. Visit with these folks. And let's have a conversation.
But then when someone actually really confronts him on the street, he's talking to the president on the phone right now, and I have to go, and there's really nothing I could do about it. Oh, but I'm going to do everything I can for you. I'm doing all I can, and I know there's water over there, but we're not going to use that water to put out the fire because we want the fire to burn longer. And then we have the mayor, who really is so concerned that she just had so much to say. I mean, she just was working hard to take care of the problem. I mean, and she just wanted to reassure everyone with her words. Just listen to what she had to say.
Here's the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, refusing to even answer very clear questions about the terrible mistake she made that could have helped the Los Angeles Fire Department in such a situation as this.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
California voters passed $7.5 billion water bond in 2014. 8 years ago, California voters approved Proposition 1, a $7.5 billion water bond to fund water infrastructure projects, including $2.7 billion earmarked specifically for new water storage. Not a single water storage project was completed. LA Mayor Karen Bass cut fire department funding by $17.6 million, focused on homeless spending months before wildfires turned city into hellscape. LA Fire Department chief warned budget cuts severely limited disaster response a month before LA wildfires outbreak. Los Angeles already shipped firefighting equipment to Ukraine, and now Biden is planning another handout as California burns.
Did you hear what he just said? $7.5 billion has gone missing since 2014. The California voters passed the law that approved $7.5 billion for water infrastructure projects to contain water that is so vital and necessary, but not one has been completed, and that money is not accounted for. Does that raise any questions or red flags with anyone? I mean, who has that money? Where is that money? I have my guesses as to where it is, and it all makes sense where it would be. In the pockets of certain people, like maybe that guy right there, or maybe some of it's in her pocket, or who knows how many pockets it's in. They're manipulating us, people. This is all contrived. This whole thing is contrived. You guys, I I feel sorry for the people in LA. I mean, I heard about a family that lived there for, I think, 30 years, and it's just horrible. The house is totally gone, and they had fire insurance that had just been canceled because before the fires broke out, there was some kind of, it was like a put option, like on the insurance. It was like they knew this fire was coming. It's ridiculous. I can't say anymore, but Thanks for watching my video, and I just want to make people aware of this. Just thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.